Alright, and this is the Metal God 666 here, bringing you my countdown. This is part 1 of 2 of my countdown of the top 11 albums of the year. And remind you, this is only my opinions only. So if you don't like it, oh well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if your album's not higher on my countdown. I'm sorry. As said before, this is only my opinions, and this is part 1 of the top 11 countdown of 2011. And everybody else is doing their top 20, top 30. Screw that. It's 11. It's 2011, and it's going to be the top 11 albums of this year. Now, starting out from thrash metal legends. Let's start out strong with this album. And also, this album's always like pretty much like a hit or miss with everybody. Everybody that likes it or you don't. You know. Anyways, this album's great. I liked it. I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of this album. But it still, however, was a good album for me. And I am a very long time fan of this band. And this band is Anthrax with Worship Music. Now, worship music, as I said before, it's a hit or miss with everybody. Even some of my friends, not all of them liked the album. They thought it was kind of weak. They thought, you know, this or that. You know, friends like it, you know, so forth and so on and so on. So, anyways, like I said, it's a great album. Album actually should have been out about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. A lot of shit went on then, and definitely highly recommend that you watch the revised edition of the Anthrax Behind the Music. I happened to catch that when I was in the States on VH1 Classics. I happened to watch that, which is an awesome, awesome channel. VH1 Classics is the shit, and they actually play music videos. It's a great channel. Highly recommend. But anyways, Anthrax Worship Music, like I said, it's always a hit or miss. And the only reason I made number 11 on my countdown, because I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but didn't get it. So, oh well. So, anyways, move right along. Next up is from a band that had a little more higher expectations for, and if the album had delivered a little bit better, it definitely would have been higher on my countdown, because this band always delivers with their music. I mean, they're a great band. They're just phenomenal. If you don't know about this band, I highly recommend that you check them out. Anyway, the band is Bride with V. Like I said, this album, it wasn't that good, but it wasn't that bad either. It was a good in-between. That's why it reached my number 10 on my countdown. And like I said, if the album had been maybe a little bit better, maybe I would have a bit higher on my countdown, but it's not. So, sorry, but yeah, this album definitely was not up to my expectations. So, oh well, it gets to be number 10. But definitely, Variety is definitely a band that you definitely want to check out. Highly recommend them. Anyway, next up is from a, I guess you want to call them, black grind band. That's the only way I really can describe their music. It's like black metal with grindcore thrown in there too. And it's very well done. It's a very, very, very great album. But these other albums, I just had to say they were better than this album. But anyways, this album, I mean, this band always fucking delivers. I've heard every single one of their albums, and they're always great. They do not disappoint me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Every song is fucking great. Blistering fucking drums. I mean, beyond fast is an understatement. But anyway, the band's Unorthodox, and the album is Passion. This album is fucking great. Vocals are fucking outstanding, you know, kind of low quality, but with what they're doing, it works very well. It's a very good album, and I highly recommend that you go out and buy this album. It's great. Highly recommend this album. Highly recommend this band. Anyway, next up is probably from one of my favorite death doom bands. This band, if you don't know about this band, with every single album, they seem to get better and better. Like every album, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they could have topped, you know, their previous album, but they did. And I just have to say, they always deliver. Every single one of their albums is flawless from start to finish. You do not want to change a single track. You do not. This is a band that you want to sit down. You want to sit down and have a beer to. Just sit down and relax and just listen to this band. This band is phenomenal. It's good. I don't know what else to say about this band other than it's Draconian with Arise for the Apocalypse. Now, my only complaint I do have about this album, it would have got higher in the countdown if this one complaint wasn't there. It definitely would have been higher. I mean, the whole album, the whole rest of the album is phenomenal. I mean, even those songs are fucking good. I mean, they're great songs. But there's a couple songs where it sounds like they just literally, like, they straight up ripped off Catatonia riffs. They straight up just, like, I mean, straight up just ripped some of their riffs off. I don't know whether they did that on purpose or whether they did it on accident. But anyway, those songs that they're on were still good. Don't get me wrong, the album was fucking amazing. An amazing album. Highly recommend this album. Definitely, highly recommend it. But anyways, Draconian is definitely by far a fucking awesome band. And if, like I said, if you don't know about them, you might want to check them out. Like, ASAP. Now, moving right along. Number 7 on the countdown is from German thrash legends. Seems like a lot of legends are putting out albums this year. Alright. And it comes from a great band. And if you're into thrash metal and you don't know about this band, or you don't have this album, I highly recommend that you pick up this album because I could not stop listening to this album once I got it. And that is Sodom, In War and Pieces. And I had the Japanese version, so I had an extra bonus track or two on it. So, and it made the album even better. I mean, there's extra songs were just amazing songs too. Whole album, start to finish, you don't need to change a single track. You just toss it in your CD player and rock the fuck out to this album. Because this album from start to finish is just phenomenal. Anyway, moving right along with the last one for this set of countdown. Anyway, and it comes from probably my favorite black and death metal band. Or black and metal band, or black/death metal band, whatever you want to call the genre, I don't care. I just know these guys are my favorite. And they always deliver every single year. This album came out very early this year. Very early. And of course, next year, this album's going to come out. They're going to have a new album come out again. Such as a lot of bands do. There's a few bands that come out with the album every single year. And this band, with every single album, you want to go out and pick it up. I mean, there's not one album from theirs. I've listened to every single album they have. As I say, there's no album that I don't like by them. They always deliver every year. They always deliver your fucking insane shit every single year. And that comes from the almighty Belphegor with Blood Magic Necromance. This album from start to finish is just blistering in your face. And there's a couple songs there, kind of slower, kind of melodic songs. And when they do those songs, wow, you wouldn't think with a band that writes something like this, you wouldn't expect that from them, you know, something, but this band's always fucking great, and definitely if you don't know about this band, shit, you might want to look up some shit. But anyways, go click on the next part to the video, go click on it, and I will be leaving links to all the bands I talked about. At least one song from every album, probably my favorite off of each album. I'll leave you a link from every song. So, anyways, check the links. Click my next one. Check my top 5.